Good morning and welcome to another Chatting with Wisdom, Moon Musings. So this week's journey with Grandmother Moon is filled with powerful transitions and celestial insights. Let's dive into the details from September 16th to September 22nd and explore how these lunar phases and energies can guide you throughout this week. So I am Giguro Migun which means talking feather woman, and I'm also known as Roli Alaire. And I am really excited to be able to do these again. Yay! It's been a while. And so I know that that has been one of the things that I have been asked to come back and do. So I've been doing the Moon Musings through blog posts, and they have continued, which has been really helpful. But people have really liked being able to just listen to the audio of what it is that's happening for the week. So the goal is to continue on, to be able to do this on a weekly basis and to jump in and share these. And Grace has been wonderful at making sure to take these audios and putting them onto the podcast, but also on the website. So where is the blog post, you can actually also hear the recording as well. So it's right there at your fingertips, ready to go. So today we're talking about so we're going to be moving. So today is September 16th, and we are moving from the Aquarius moon to the Pisces moon with a void moon in between. So we talked about this a little bit last week, where when we're shifting from one moon energy to the other moon energy, then we have what's referred to as the void moon in between. So the void, of course, moon. So it's that in-between shift as we're moving from one energy to the other. And so it doesn't mean that the Aquarius moon is finished until we move into Pisces. It just simply means that there's like this shift between the two as it prepares to be able to go through the two. So this morning at 1:02 a.m. Eastern time, the void moon was continued up until 5:38. So very, very slow void moon. So if you were up during that time, that would have been a really good time for being able to do some journaling, some introspection, but it was a very short window while most of us were sleeping. So then at 5:38, we moved into Pisces energy. So Pisces is the very last of the zodiac signs in the zodiac system. So we start with Aries and we end with Pisces. And so Pisces is a water moon. It is full of lots of emotion. So this is a really good time for us to be able to get really deep into our introspection. So really going deep to figuring out what it is that we need to do. So it also encourages us to really look at self-care. And so as we're shifting into this energy, we're also going to be going into the full moon. So this is a really great time for us to figure out what do we need to do to be able to take care of ourselves over this next month. It's a really good time for us to be able to do some inner work. And then tomorrow, we're going to be moving into the full moon with the lunar eclipse. So we're going to be full moon, lunar eclipse in Pisces. And so on September 17th, which is tomorrow at 10:34 p.m., we move into the full moon, which is also a super moon, which when we're in a super moon, it amplifies its energy. And this is our second super moon in a row. And so we had one last month. And so with the lunar eclipse, which is going to be happening at 8:41 p.m. on the 17th, then, and the lunar eclipse is actually going to last until the next morning at 12:47 a.m. Eastern time. So eclipses bring significant shifts and revelations. This is one in the dreamy, intuitive sign of Pisces. So it's a perfect time for deep emotional healing and spiritual growth. This eclipse will help you release old patterns, gain clarity, and realign with your higher purpose. And for some people, this has already started to happen. So when we get into the shadows of these energies, so if you actually are very in tune with moon energy, then you may already be shifting and going through some of these things. So that's really, really important for you to be able to know. So during the super full moon and lunar eclipse, we can expect heightened emotion and a deeper connection with our inner self. So this is a powerful time to reassess your goals and make sure that your actions are aligned with your long-term aspirations. So it's really, really important that if you have this goal of whatever it is that you have going on, if there's a disconnect between your emotional self and your action self, then it's going to make a huge difference in terms of how you're going to be able to get there. So this is a really good time to make sure that everything is aligned with where it is that you want to be. So on September 18th, we're going to be moving into another void moon. So as we shift in from Pisces to Aries, and so the void moon is from 5:02 to 5:23 a.m. Eastern time. So again, a very, very short time before we actually move into the fiery sign of Aries. And so that's going to last until September 20th at 4:27 a.m. So this Aries energy is all about action. So it's fiery, it's action taken, it's getting the job done, getting things done. So this is a really good time for you to be able to focus on starting new workouts or getting out into some outdoor adventures. So use this energy to be able to fuel your passions. So like it's really, really a great time to be able to do that. And then on September 20th, 21st, we're moving into the Taurus energy. So we've got lots of things happening this month. So this week. So we've got Pisces, and then we move into Aries, and then we're moving into Taurus. And we're also going to be moving into Gemini, but I'll talk about that one in a little bit. And so, but we're moving into, so when we're going from Aries to Taurus, we're going to be in that waning gibbous moon. So that's when the moon is starting to shrink back to getting prepared for a new moon. So we're going to have another really brief period of a void moon. And then we're going to be moving into the grounding energy of Taurus. And it's always great when we go from Aries, which is like fast, and lots of fiery energy. And then we get into Taurus, which is like really grounding. And so like it's represented by the bull for a reason, right? So like very solid, moving into that energy. And so it encourages us for simplicity and steady progress. So like it's just starting to take one step at a time and looking at manageable steps rather than like just that rushing through everything. And so it's that slow and steady, like that expression of slow and steady wins the race. And so it's really important for us to be able to do that. So as we're shifting from the full moon energy, we're moving into that waning gibbous at 3:26 a.m. on September 21st. And this phase is a time for sharing your wisdom and offering guidance to others. It's a moment to reflect on your achievements and to focus on completing any remaining personal goals or projects that you've actually been working on. And then we move into, so on the 22nd, which is the last day of this week, is Taurus to Gemini. So like I said, we're moving so we go from Pisces to Aries to Taurus. And now we're going, and then we end in Gemini. So Gemini is is moving into that transition on September 22nd at 6:25 a.m. And of course, there's going to be another void moon in between and being able to go through. So Gemini brings lively and adaptable energy, which is encouraging the variety of exploration. And it's a time to embrace flexibility, try new things, and break down tasks into shorter, more manageable steps. And so this week is rich with opportunities of introspection, growth, and celebration, and especially when we go into the full moon and lunar eclipse. So it's really important for us to be able to embrace that powerful energy and let go of old patterns and step into a more aligned and empowered version of yourself. So thank you for joining me. And if you missed last week's Moonsings, you can check it out on the blog. So on that note, we will chat later and have a fabulous day. Bye for now.